Hey everybody, Brian Boyle here, and welcome to episode 105 of the Mesh Tongue. It's Saturday, and boy, what an absolute gorgeous Saturday it is here in Utah. So hopefully you are doing well, and hopefully you are having just as fun a day, if not, just a good spring day. Hey, that's where I'm going to leave it at. Anybody race today? Anybody do anything fun, exciting? Hey, leave those questions or those comments below. Tell me where you're at. I know that Boston has the 5K today. We'll see how those results come out. Should be some fast times there probably. The weather's supposed to be good. So we'll see. We'll see what happens on Monday. And Brian at company5k.com if you've got any questions and comments. So Brian, Brian at company5k.com if you've got something you want me to talk about, do a show on. I'll be more than happy to help you out with that, and or if you've got just questions that you just want an answer to, send those my way. So what I'm going to talk to you about today. Today we're going to talk to you about recovery after a marathon. Okay, sounds pretty simple enough. Think, I'll just go right back into the normal things that I do, because what do we do as runners? You just get done with the marathon, and like any other race, you'd just start running the next day. Why not? And the reality of it is that what you need to do for the next 7 to 10 days. So if you're running Boston on Monday, so you figure the next 7 to 10 days, anywhere between like Tuesday and the following Wednesday. Okay, so like 7 to 10 days, maybe Friday-ish. Alright, you should be doing absolutely nothing. Unless you want to get into the water, and then you say, alright, go into like neck deep water and stretch and just let the buoyancy of the unweighting of the water help you. So if you got swimming pool access, awesome. But don't be getting on the elliptical, don't be getting on the the treadmill, the bike. Just let the body rest and recover. Why? Because you just tortured it yesterday, man. Literally just tortured it. It's one thing to say, all right, I'm going out for an ultra, I'm doing all these other things, but most people are trying to run marathons at a much faster pace than they are going at an ultra. Now, not to say that ultras aren't tearing you up, and I know I've got some ultra runner friends that would tell you otherwise, because they are going to tear you up. And those guys, I know who you are, that are killing it, running 13 hours for the hundreds and stuff like that. That's brutal. But they also need the same thing. They need to calm it down, shut the body down for 7 to 10 days. Okay, just need to calm it down, shut it down. I know I in the past would go out, try and run, I try and just do the normal thing, because what do? Well, our daily routine is that we just run. So we have like this half hour, an hour, if you've been training for marathons, maybe 2 or 3 hours time window that you have no idea what to do with, and you're like, I got to get rid of this energy. And in reality, what you need to do is just do nothing. Enjoy it. Find time to do something else. Read a book. Sit with family. Do something. Go for a sit in the park or something. Just go somewhere and enjoy the time. Now, how do you start back into that after the 7 to 10 days? Well, Dr. Jack Scaff, MD, recommends, and he used to be the head physician for the Honolulu Marathon, always recommended at least 260 miles of easy running before you actually started training for your next thing. So no more speed work. So however long it takes you to get to 260 miles, building back into it, most average runners, that could be anywhere between 6 to 8 weeks. That's recommended. Now, again, do we see people that swing? Okay, some people's bodies can tolerate it. You know who you are. If you don't tolerate that stuff, don't be tempted to do it. Just because you see somebody on YouTube or somebody else saying, I'm going to run, a marathon a day for 60 days in a row, they've probably conditioned themselves for the last 5 to 10 years to do so. Okay, or they're just running it, and they figure, I'll just run these 7-8 hour marathons every day, and then I'll just do that on a daily basis. I'll stop walk, whatever. Okay, those people know what they're doing. If you don't know what you're doing and you're just thinking, I should just start right into this next thing. I want to start, I ran my marathon, I want to run a 5K, I want to do a half. 260 miles is what Dr. Scaff recommends. I tell you this, listen to your body. know what you're doing. If you feel all right, go by the 10% rule. Increase your mileage by 10% each week. If you can do that faster, if you were running 100 plus miles a week, shut it down for 7 to 10 days, and you jump back into 50 miles that next week, and then you go to 55 and 60 and 65, 70, and you're tolerating that stuff. Perfect. Okay, you've been experienced running, you're conditioned, had no problems in the marathon. Feel good still. Okay, so have some in the gas tank. Great. Okay, just go back to what you're doing. But most people, I'm afraid, are going to be sore. They're going to be beat up. Okay, so you're going to wait that 6 to 8 weeks before you start speed work and start training for the next event, and then give yourself that 12 to 20 week period. All right, so if you're timing this stuff out, look at, okay, you're going to run this weekend. All right, what's the next thing that you should be able to run? If you're going to run a longer marathon again, probably a fall marathon. Okay, again, unless you've been doing this a lot of years, I wouldn't recommend you jumping into a summer marathon. It's just too risky. Just too risky, unfortunately. Unless you're just going to say you just ran it and not worrying about your time. Or vice versa. If you're running, a marathon soon here, whether it be Boston or Salt Lake or whatever, and all of a sudden you're like, hey, I'm just going to run this just as a training run. Then, again, if you're, that's a whole other story. So, that's it. Rest. You can get in the water. Didn't say swim. Get in the water. Stretch. Let the buoyancy help. All right. 7 to 10 days. After that, build it over, again, 260 miles. It's not an exact science, but rough average, anywhere between 6 to 8 weeks, depending on your training level, to get back. All right. Figure that's a good rule of thumb. Good base building is can be anywhere between 8 and 12 weeks. And then make sure you get your plan for the next event. Okay, that's it. Brian Boyle here. Check out runpainless.com. Also, have a happy Easter tomorrow. But I'll be here tomorrow, so don't go anywhere. As I always say, don't hurt yourself to come back. Share this with your friends, your family, your training partners, and we'll catch you again tomorrow. All right, take care.